maybe there is some dark force in this world we don't have control over. Basically, 2014 World Cup final, Germany Argentina. Everyone just knew Argentina is going to win. Like Messi is going to lift it and all that, right? So what happened? Germany ended up winning. There is this small village in Argentina where these villagers they are actually very backward. Okay, they in the sense they are not up to the speed of the world. They don't have any technology. Very traditional Argentina. They actually put a voodoo, like a black magic cast on Germany, saying until Messi lifts the trophy, Germany will be a thing. Some Argentinian journalist tweeted about this, and everybody was laughing. Like, what bullshit you're gonna believe? And I mean, the rest is history. You know what happened. So we actually spoke about this when Germany got knocked out in 2022. I spoke with other German fans about this. We're like, guys, maybe there is some dark force in this world we don't have control over. So let's just pray Argentina wins this World Cup.
Hello, hi guys, welcome back to the Football Showdown channel on a new segment, the Euro 24 segment in this channel. Today I have another best friend of mine to contribute to this segment. He's none other than Vignesh. He is a Bayern fan. If you've been part of the channel and you have seen the UCL roundup, you must have recognized him from then. But he's also a German fan since 2010, from what I remember. But to give more insight about the German squad, the history about the Germany team since 2014, and about what went wrong and what is going to happen, and his contributions or his thoughts about the Euro 2024, I have him for this segment. So let me just bring him on right now. Vignesh.
Hey,
Hi.
glad to be back.
Good. How's life? How's everything, dude?
Going good, little nervous but low expectations going into the Euros.
Right. So how did you start supporting Germany? I mean, I remember I remember the 2014 no 2010 World Cup, is it? Yeah,
The one
2010
in South
World Cup.
Africa.
So yeah, the one in South Africa. I remember before the final, I was like, bro, I think Netherlands are going to win. He said, no, bro, Spain is going to win. I'll write and give you. I remember you writing on the paper. You brought it to school after the final and you showed it. Look, I wrote it, showed it to you. But yeah, you are not a Spain fan. You are a German fan. How did that come into picture?
Right. So my dad actually watches a lot of Italian matches,
Mm.
and one of the days I was watching. So I was years old, and essentially in 2006 when the 2006
Mm.
World Cup happened, the semi-final.
Mm.
That tournament happened in Germany, and it was between Germany and Italy. I was like
Mm.
6 years old, no clue what's happening, but just because my dad was supporting Italy, I
Mm.
supported Germany.
Mm.
And turned out they played really well. Although they lost that match, they played really well. So I always had this interest in soft corner. That's how I actually built my knowledge in the German league and area, and that's how I even became a Bayern fan. So it
Mm.
started off with the national team, and of course in 2010 World Cup, I had more knowledge about football, and I was ardently following Germany. And the
Mm.
way Spain played against Germany in 2010, I kind of knew that they were going to win the World Cup. They're really good. So yeah, that's
Mm.
that's how all this.
Fair play, fair play. I mean, 2010 was probably the first time I've ever watched football. I still remember. So there was a treadmill, like small treadmill in the house. My dad was like working out, and he said, "Nana, do you know about the World Cup? It's a big thing and everything." So back then, I don't know if you remember. Mosaic was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the ones who were providing channels and everything. So back then, I never had sports in the house. It was either Animal Planet, National Geography Channel, or Discovery Channel only.
Yep.
So,
I
but for the
can I
World,
can relate to that.
exactly right. So for the World Cup, we did full hangam. We're like, no, we need to bring channel. He paid some good amount of money for. I forgot the name of the channel, but now it's called BN Sports. But before it was something else. I kind of forgot what the name was.
Al
He,
Jazeera,
now was it Al Jazeera
Al
itself?
Jazeera Sport, right?
Yeah, Al Jazeera Sport.
I think
Right. Huh. Yeah, I think since Qatar won the bidding to to host the 22 World Cup, and a lot of internal politics happened. If you guys do not know, watch the Netflix show. Qatar invested a lot in France as well, so that's when it became BN Sports. Not the topic, but yeah. He told me about Messi. He's one of the greatest player ever. So I assumed that was his favorite player and team. So I watched the first match, Germany versus Argentina. I think for like 5-10 minutes it was fine, and then yeah, Argentina just collapsed. Like I think they lost 4-1 if I don't if I
4-0.
remember 4-0.
4-0.
Exactly, yeah. So since then I've been hating the German squad. Nothing to do with the German squad. It's just like, you could beat Messi. That was it. That's it. Yeah. And then the great 2014 final where yeah, it is what it is. But I'm kind of glad that Messi didn't win the World Cup in 2014 because I don't think he would have been serious about anything regarding football had he won the World Cup back then.
All right. I
Yeah.
know
Hmm.
I agree with you on that. Yeah. Imagine at the
Agree.
age of 25, 26, you end up winning the World
Huh.
Cup. Like he's already conquered it. The debate, the Messi Ronaldo would have gotten over long back,
Hmm,
and
hmm, hmm.
football would have been different right now, I feel.
Exact. Huh. I think for the greater good of football, Germany won the World Cup. It was very disheartening, I will tell you that. But for the greater good of football, I think you guys have done the better thing. But yeah, since 2014 World Cup, things have not been smooth for you guys, right? 2018 World Cup, knockout stage gone. I mean, group stage you were out. 2020, which was playing 21, the COVID Euros, you guys were beaten. As well. Like you guys didn't qualify beyond group stages, if you don't remember. No,
A round of 16, we lost to England.
round of 16 against England, the famous England win against Germany. I won't say much because I know it'll trigger you, but yeah, stay calm. And then the 2022 World Cup, the recent World Cup, which had so much drama, but again, group stage is gone. What do you think went wrong since the 2014 World Cup?
Yeah, so a lot of people, they try to point out just to one particular incident and say it went wrong. This is the reason.
Hmm.
And a lot of blame is put only on the coach.
Hmm.
That is Joachim Low back, right?
Right.
So I think it's a pattern of errors. So what happened was in 2014, the historic win, the only European team to go into South America and win a World Cup,
Hmm.
Germany, right?
Hmm.
So all those amazing moments happened. And then
Hmm.
started the issue. So what happened was Miroslav Klose retires.
Hmm.
Okay. Philip Lahm retires.
Hmm.
Schweinsteiger says he's going to play Euro 2016 and
Hmm.
then he's going to retire.
Hmm.
And Joachim Löw's assistant coach, who was none other than Hansi Flick, he
Hmm.
also said he's going to leave the Germany, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So one attacker, one midfielder, one defender,
Hmm.
and the assistant coach who was crucial to all the plans and tactics because he was Joachim Löw's right hand.
Hmm.
All four left,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
There was a huge block. Now, at that particular time, the Bundesliga was doing well. Germany had a lot of talent.
Hmm.
So the overall assumption was, hey, you know what? Yeah, we can manage. It won't be a problem.
Hmm.
So they went into Euro 2016. So let's fast forward now. So
Hmm.
Euro
Hmm.
2016,
Hmm.
Germany lose, I think, 2-0 to France in the semi-final.
Right. 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 Right.
So
Right. Right.
that
Huh.
that was Schweinsteiger's last Euros.
Hmm.
But like I felt Germany still played good in that.
Hmm.
France was outstanding in the semi-final, could not do anything about it. That's why we lost.
Hmm. Hmm.
So until then it was okay. But what happened was Joachim Löw played the same tactic, the same strategy,
Hmm.
and the opposition started getting a lot of data on it.
Hmm.
So this is the error from the manager side.
Hmm.
Then what happened? 2018 World Cup came. Now, before the 2018 World Cup in 2017, we had the Confederations Cup. Winner of each continent, the ex World Cup winner, go and play a mini tournament.
Hmm. Hmm.
So Germany was like, hey, you know what? We don't care too much about this. So
Hmm.
let's send the youngsters.
Hmm.
So when I say youngsters, for 2017, it was basically Kimmich,
Huh.
Gnabry,
Huh.
Timo Werner, Goretzka.
Hmm.
All these guys were youngsters back then.
Hmm.
So these guys went, they beat Chile, who won the Copa America back then.
Hmm.
They beat Portugal,
Hmm.
who won the Euros, and they won the Confederation Cup.
Hmm.
These bunch of youngsters went and beat the main teams of all these big nations. And so there was this overall impression, hey, you know what? We're doing good. We can do well in this World Cup.
Huh.
Then 2018 came. The first big mistake, team selection.
Hmm.
They, you can, wherever they could have gone wrong, they got all of them. They went wrong in every way possible. Let me give you an example.
Hmm.
Marco Reus had just come back from an injury.
Hmm.
There's always a lot of love and respect towards him for his loyalty towards Dortmund and his really good talent he is, but he came back from an injury, so I wouldn't have put him in personally. But he was brought in. He ended up performing on a personal level. He did good, so there's no complaints over there. The second, and I feel the most biggest nonsense that the management did was due to political reasons, German national team low to drop Mesut Ozil. everybody hypes, everybody says Tony Cruz amazing, Vinicius to go there, he'll give the through ball. Ozil used to do all this blindfolded back in the day.
Hmm.
When this news came out that he's been dropped, the words cannot describe how furious I was. And thank God I'm not an Arsenal fan. I would have like blasted even more. Because that, if you ask me, 2018, Ozil was like right there, top three midfielders in the world. Phenomenal performance. If he was there along with Tony Cruz in the midfield, just imagine what could have happened in that 2018 Euros and the World Cup.
World Cup.
He was dropped and became a huge issue, and he announced his retirement almost instantly after that. So the team going into Russia was not in the great vibe or great mood, I would say.
True.
And then from there it started. Mexico, we lost. Last minute, amazing goal from Tony Cruz against Ukraine. We won 2-1.
Was it Sweden or Ukraine?
The second match, the group stage.
That Tony
Cruz
Cruz
against Ukraine. The second one.
That free kick, right?
Yeah. Yes, that one.
Why do I remember?
That was I'm. Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Sweden. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Because it's Sweden. Correct. You're right. My bad. Sweden. So I think Ukraine was another friendly game, I believe. So yeah, Sweden 2-1. We won there. Last minute, lucky. And then in the third round, Son Heung-min's winning goal. South Korea beat us. So that's it, right? It got over right there. The problem could have stopped, but no. They still continued with the manager. The dynamic was not great, and Germany's world rankings just kept dropping. Then happened COVID. Post that Euros they came, and in Euros Joachim Low announced, okay, I'm going to leave the team now after this tournament. Somehow scraped through group stage. I have no idea how. But then we go in. We were clearly going to lose against England. I hope it was 1-0 instead of like the way we lost, right? It's regardless of how good or bad you are, when it's England game, you want to be at your best. But unfortunately, we weren't, and we paid the price for it. So all that happened. Again, even more even more nonsense. Then the team slowly started improving, and then 2022 World Cup, and suddenly all these German football players decided to become politicians. So the entire Qatar World Cup for them was just about politics.
True.
What armband to wear, what to have on it. Hey, for overall perspective, I get it, right? You have to share your opinion, voice out, support the right cause and all that. But first, do your job as a football player. They didn't. Nobody came in to the intent that they want to win a World Cup or at least go to the knockout. So again, poor football. See, the thing is, Germany has great talent, but nobody made use of it. Manager also is doing time pass there. Didn't Hansi Flick won sextuple with Bayern Munich? I had a lot of respect for that guy, but with Germany, it just didn't work out for him.
True.
So you see, small error after error, collapse. And then after 2022, kicks out the entire management. Everybody, sporting director, CEO, everyone, basically same like a corporate company, layoff and restructure. That's what they did. So that's why if you see there's a new board right now, a new set of policies. So taking this into Euros, let's see how they do it. And when I can explain how they came with like each decision. So this is basically a German history lesson, and not the one we learned.
Yeah. I mean, post 2014, the 2018 World Cup, right? To be very, very honest, I think that is the first time we've left home. Not we. I left home. I joined VIT. You went, I think, from hostel to Anna University. Am I not wrong? Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So the World Cup, I think one of the last matches that I clearly remember was the Argentina versus Nigeria match. Absolutely phenomenal. The other match was Germany versus Sweden. I was like, there is no way Germany are going to like pull it off in the second half. Like 2 goals is going to be absolutely crazy. They scored the equalizer in like almost like this. I think within the first 90 to 120 seconds they scored the equalizer. Then in almost like
Equalizer.
equalizer, and then in dying minutes, Tony Cruz from the tight angle scored a banger of a free kick. I completely lost my head. I'm like, no way Germany pulled this off. But yeah, that short lived because of their other performances against South Korea. Then what happens? The Euro one, I guess that was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen, because like one thing, when you're playing England, either England will pay all the media people to come and watch their game, hence all the cameras are there, else the media already knows that okay, it's England, shit is going to go down either with England fumbling it properly with with that much talent, or England are going to annihilate the opponents. Unfortunately or fortunately, though Germany had many chances, gone. They did not perform. Like, we'll be very honest, right? England scored 2 goals, but had Germany taken the chances, I'm very certain that they could have come into the game much more quicker. Or I don't
Yeah.
think it would have been like this, because I
Yeah.
remember a bunch of counters also from Havertz, Werner, and Muller, I think, as well. I mean, yeah, that's how the famous Thomas Muller came into picture. So yeah, then the 22 World Cup was, it had its own drama. Like Germany did their thing, but that was not sufficient in the end. But yeah, like you said, 22. I mean, at what 24 Euros. What is the squad like? And yeah, you know what? First, we'll talk about the squad. Do let us know what is the goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and the forwards that Germany have brought in for the Euro 24.
Okay. Yeah, so we can I'll read out the entire team first, and then we can just talk about them one by one.
Cool, cool.
So the goalkeepers, so Julian Nagelsmann has decided to go with 4 goalkeepers so that it helps him during training to
Hmm.
make sure the workload is balanced between 4 players.
Hmm.
So Oliver Baumann, Manuel Neuer, Alexander Nubel, and Marc-Andre Ter Stegen
Hmm.
are the 4 goalkeepers.
Hmm.
Then coming to the defenders, are Waldemar Anton, Benjamin Hendricks, Joshua Kimmich, Robin Koch, Maximilian Mittelstadt, David Raum, Antonio Rudiger, Nico Schlotterbeck, and Jonathan Tah.
Hmm.
So these are the defenders that they've gone with.
Hmm.
With regards to the midfield, Robert Andrich,
Hmm.
Chris Furyk, Pascal Gross, Ilkay Gundogan, Tony Cruz, Yamal Musiala, Alexander Pavlovich, Leroy Sané, and Florian Wirtz.
Hmm.
So these guys are the midfielders, and they've gone with 5 forwards:
Right.
Maximilian Bayer, Niklas Fulkrug, Kai Havertz, Thomas Muller, and Dennis Undav. So
Right.
this is the team they are taking into the Euros.
In the midfielder, right? I think one player that actually stood out for me is Pascal Gross. I think in the Premier League over the last 3 years, he's been absolutely amazing. For that Brighton team with those numbers that he's been putting up, right? Yeah, it's crazy. It took so much time to get into the German squad, but like you said before as well, the German squad is always talented in all forms of game: defense, goalkeeping, attack, and even midfielders. Yeah, I'll actually leave it to you. Let us know what do you think about the squad.
Right. So, like, basically, they've gone with the restructuring. And what they want to do was in every category. So, when I say category, goalkeeper, defense, mid, and attack, they wanted one experienced senior player in each of them, followed with a lot of inform and youngsters. So, if
Okay.
you see in goalkeeper, obviously, you have Manuel Neuer, right?
Huh.
In defense, I would put maybe Antonio Rudiger under the experience category.
Okay.
My surprise from the defense is that Matt Hummels did not make the team. I'm a little
Right.
disappointed about that
Huh.
because he's been in form. He's been amazing for Dortmund. So I thought maybe he could have come in.
Hmm.
But, anyways, that's the call, right?
Hmm.
So that's the idea. So in defense, they have one experience. In midfield, they invited the guy who retired to come back,
Hmm.
which is Tony Cruz. Because Tony Cruz announced his retirement from German national team,
Hmm.
and Nagelsmann explicitly asked for him to come back.
Hmm.
So that definitely means that he's going to have a huge role to play in the team, being it his last ever national team tournament, and he's going to retire from football. So
Hmm.
of course, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him.
Hmm.
And in the attack, the experienced player is Thomas Muller.
Hmm.
So here is my prediction. I noticed this in the friendlies that Germany played as well.
Hmm.
Muller is not going to be playing. However, what he's been doing
Hmm.
is he's been assigned assistant coach to Nagelsmann.
Right.
He was always at the touchline talking to Nagelsmann. He was talking to the teammates. So he's working as a mentor slash player.
Huh.
So that's going to be exciting to see how that's going to play. Come in as a sub, but I don't see him starting a lot of games with the kind
Makes
of
sense.
talent that Germany has. Now the
Makes sense. Yeah.
players, the key players who missed out because of lack of form and stuff like that. Serge Gnabry, Leon Goretzka, Karim Adeyemi.
Hmm.
Three players who did really well for the club could not make it because of Leverkusen's recent success that these guys couldn't be avoided. That is Robert
Hmm.
Andrich and Florian Wirtz. You have to
Hmm.
have them on the team. They have been absolutely phenomenal for Leverkusen.
Hmm.
So this is just the overall, I would say description of or summary of the team selection, or what went behind them. The main idea is have one experienced player in each category who can kind of be like more like a mentor and motivate the team and carry them forward.
Hmm.
And so the other thing which I noticed some surprise, well, I mean people to really spark out is there's this guy from Stuttgart. His name is Chris
Okay.
Furyk. He plays left mid and left wing
Okay.
for Stuttgart.
Huh.
So chance, I think he can be a great surprise. He would be a really good surprise for the German team because he's been absolutely phenomenal for Stuttgart. He was literally dancing with the Bayern defense when they played and they actually beat Bayern 3-1. He was dancing with our team, literally. He was absolutely phenomenal. Like a lot of respect to the way he played. So hopefully he gets some chances to prove himself. With regards to the forwards, Nicholas Fulkrug, no doubt. He's your textbook number 9, which Germany really needs. So my assumption is, he's going to be a great support to the team. And of course, King Kai Havertz. Always grateful to Arsenal. I've said this so long for reviving him. He's going to be crucial because I've seen him how he played in the friendlies and he did a good job
Yeah, he
for
did score
sure.
against Greece
Because
as well, right? Yeah.
yes, and he's been really good. So he's definitely starting. He's a first team player, no doubt about it. He's playing number 9. So that is with regards to the forwards. Uh, Goalkeepers, there's no doubt Manuel Neuer will be playing as long as he's there. So I think there's nothing to discuss much over there. Joshua Kimmich, who was initially a midfielder, has been converted to a right back. That's why even for Bayern, he's been playing right back because that's going to be helpful for him when it comes to the national team.
Right.
Because if Kimmich were to play in midfield, he's never going to get chance with the kind of quality that is already there in the midfield. So right back makes a lot of sense for him. So this is it's a good blend of inform and youth players who are supported by a couple of experienced some of the German squad.
Right. But the important question, yes. Now, as a German fan, you're seeing that there's a lot of talent and a lot of players have been selected based on form than based on reputation. Like you said, those 3 players who missed out, and instead of them, 3 other players from Leverkusen's team because of success have been brought in. Do you think they could bring in that form or that hype into the national team in the way that they go about their Euros? Because now, if you look into the table, right, Germany will be facing Switzerland, Hungary, and Scotland. How do you think they'll fare in the Euro 2024?
Okay, so your first question was like, will these players bring the form from their club to the national team? So obviously, as a fan, I would say I hope so. But to speak very technical, I would say I think I'm confident about that because I actually kind of went back on YouTube, watched the entire friendly against Netherlands and against France, like the entire 90 minutes. And as I was watching that, I noticed so Toni Kroos is being the heart of the midfield, as predicted. Does is he's opening spaces up for these players to actually hold the ball. So nobody is scared to have the ball with them. I noticed this with a couple of youngsters where the moment they get the ball, they just pass it off. I they just want to make sure they make a right pass and get it done with. But these guys are bringing a lot of skills into the team. They're trying to be playmakers. So and the player that comes to my mind is Florian Wirtz. I think he's going to be absolutely crucial in this Euros. He needs to bring his 100% for like the team to even go through. And speaking of Florian Wirtz, the other guy would be Jamal Musiala.
Musiala.
So
I was
these
waiting.
two
I was
have
waiting
the
for how long it's gonna take you to like start talking about Musiala in the Java squad.
Musiala.
Yeah,
Obviously, I have like this huge soft corner for him. Love that guy.
yeah.
What more than his quality, I like his mentality. When he comes to play, he's always there to learn. He always asks questions. See him communicating on the ground, and I absolutely love that. And Florian Wirtz and Musiala, of course, they have a great link up. So I'm really, really, really excited to see like that. I'm really excited to see how these two are going to do. Especially they are going to be taking the flanks when it comes to the gameplay. So it's going to be exciting to see how they do. So yeah, I mean, I think 9 out of 10 would bring their club form into the national team.
Okay.
And I really hope Tony Cruz does, because at the end of the day, he's the one who's going to save us. I can already feel that happening. So his
If it is
one
another
amazing through
late,
ball, one long ball,
if it is another late winner from Tony Cruz, right? I do not know how I will like, bro.
we can't stop the Real Madrid already out of hand, man.
Yeah, the UCL. I'm not going to talk about the UCL fine, whatever. So
Yeah, so
you say,
definitely bringing that club form it's mandatory. There's no option. Uh, Now the second question, how they're going to do in Euros. Now this group is definitely not easy, because these three teams may have just one or two big notable players, but they three have one thing in common. They play like a team. And when a nation plays like a team, that's more than enough for you to traumatize anybody. And as a German fan, I've experienced that firsthand. Right? You don't need to have big names to win an international game. So the first game is actually on the 14th against Scotland. That's going to be a huge one, must win, because you always want to start the tournament with a bang, right? So you want to go all out in the first game and kind of absorb the pressure, because I know Scotland is good in pressing. With Megan in the team, with Robertson in the team, so they're going to play they have a lot of talent. There's no doubt about that. So they got to be super careful. No room for error. Definitely, Switzerland is going to be the toughest game.
Okay.
Because
I felt that.
proven European team, they are not an underdog of any sort. They beat France in the 2021 Euros.
Bro, I don't know
That
if you
was
remember. Remember, I put up a poll on Instagram saying, "Who do you guys reckon Switzerland might beat France?" I think out of some 36 or 37 people responding, I think about like 8 to 9 people told that Switzerland are going to beat France because of France's defense and midfield issues. I think we both told that Switzerland will be beating France. I don't remember.
Yeah, I had a feeling, especially so I had a feeling Swiss might make it through. And then I saw in the first 10 minutes how the team played. I'm like, yeah, man, somehow they're going to pull this off. So it's actually a very exciting group. I mean, of course, there's no Portugal or France, so big
No
names,
big
but
names. Yeah.
Hungary is also no big names, but Hungary is a phenomenal, like, that's going to be an amazing game, because Hungary always does really well against Germany.
Right.
They can absorb Germany's pressure, and they have these wonderful counterattacks. Of course, they have Soboslai, who's right now really playing really well, and he's probably going to be very crucial to their attack.
Did you?
So
you said Soboslai. Continue. Soboslai played well. Okay.
yeah. So I know because he always steps up for the national team. I haven't been following Liverpool too much, so I'm not too sure. But he always steps up for the national team because everyone looks up to him. He's essentially their playmaker.
Right.
So yeah, that game is also going to be great. So I'm expecting Germany. Since now the biggest advantage for Germany, the Euros is happening at their home ground, right? So anywhere they go, it's their home ground for them.
Right.
So I think they have to use that to their advantage. So my guess would be they will draw one game, win two. Very close games, no domination. I don't expect any domination, but I feel they'll scrape 2 wins and they'll draw one.
You know what? I'll actually put you in the spot. Germany versus Switzerland. Germany versus Hungary. Germany versus Scotland. Give me your early predictions.
You want like a score line or just the final result?
Scoreline and result, obviously. Yeah.
Oh, like okay. Okay, Scotland I think will be a 3-1.
Okay.
In favor of Germany. Switzerland would be a 1-0.
Okay.
and Hungary would be maybe a 1-1 or a 2-2 draw.
So they start off with a bang. They are starting to like realize something, and then they draw. Like,
So I'm not sure who they're playing second. I'm sorry about that. I know they're
haha.
playing Scotland first,
Right.
but I'm not sure who they're playing second. So here's my thing. I'm saying they will somehow manage to beat Scotland and Switzerland,
Haha.
but they will draw with Hungary.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, I think off camera
That's
also you said that you feared Hungary because they've been really good against. I mean, they have a good track record against
yeah,
Germany as well.
they're so unified. They
Hmm.
played like one entity, and that's really nice football from them, by the way. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's my prediction. But overall, I mean, obviously, as a German fan, I want them to win. That's
Haha.
always like for the country's history in football, you expect them to win a Euro, right? And the
Hmm.
last time they won was 1986. Oh my God, I think I got this wrong, but I think 1986 is the last time they won the Euros.
Hmm.
But so obviously, I want them to win. But reality, quarterfinals would be a nice place to go.
I was about to ask you, like, where do you think Germany will end their run? Quarter.
Quarter, I don't see them going above that because, like, the thing is, we haven't seen this new team experiment, so I don't have data
Hmm.
to even tell you
Hmm.
how it's gonna look.
Hmm.
But yeah, as a fan, definitely, like, let's go Deutschland, let's go win this thing.
Uh,
But given how things have been so far,
hmm.
so the main goal for them
Hmm.
should be like,
Making a statement.
make sure that they build a good foundation, even
Haha.
if they don't
Yep.
win the.
Yep.
That's the most important thing because now they have a nice team.
Hmm.
Everybody gets along with everyone.
Hmm.
So build something strong
Hmm.
with which we can slowly develop. They
Hmm.
should not rush into success.
Hmm.
A lot of teams make that mistake. Italy also did that. They won Euro, but they didn't qualify for 22 World Cup
That.
because
Yeah.
you see, so that's because although they had informed players,
Hmm.
foundation was not strong over there.
Hmm.
So they missed out on the 2022 World Cup.
Hmm.
Germany should not make that mistake.
Hmm.
So I think they have to focus on the foundation. Make sure that this final tournament and you can put an assumption that Muller might definitely not play the
Hmm.
World Cup after
Hmm.
this.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because he's going to be really old at that time.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
these guys, these experienced players, should make sure that the team is set before they leave.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So I think if they can get that, I would take that as a win for Germany.
Right. Um. Would it be too soon to ask you what is your predicted lineup? Like, what is the go-to lineup for most games? Or would you like just what wait and just
Actually,
see?
no, I think I might get most of it right.
Okay.
We can do that for sure.
Ha.
So goalkeeper Neuer,
Right.
left back. So
Hmm.
left back, I'm not too sure. It's either going to be David Raum
Okay.
from Leipzig
Hmm.
or this guy called Mittelstadt, who's been really nice.
Okay.
Mittelstadt was the one who scored this top left screamer against Netherlands in the friendlies, actually. So
Oh,
that
okay,
goal
okay,
was
right,
actually
right, right,
so
right, right, right.
yeah.
Ha.
So it's gonna be one of them,
Hmm.
depending on the tactic, what they're gonna go with.
Hmm.
The formation is 4-2-3-1. That's what they're gonna play with.
Hmm.
Right. So left back is gonna be Mittelstadt or Raum. Center
Hmm.
backs are Jonathan Tah and Rudiger,
Rudiger.
for sure.
Yeah.
Right back is gonna be Kimmich.
Hmm.
So if they play 4-2-3-1,
Hmm.
two CDMs, that would be Tony Cruz
Hmm.
and Andrich.
Okay.
Florian Wirtz and Musiala on the left and right mid.
Okay.
Attacking mid will be Gundogan as a box-to-box midfielder, and striker will be Kai
Kai
Havertz.
Havertz. Okay.
Now, suppose they decide to not play a 4-2-3-1 and they want to expand their flanks and play a 4-3-3.
Hmm.
In that case, it'll be Tony Cruz, Gundogan, and Andrich on the. No, I'm sorry, Tony Cruz and Gundogan as box-to-box midfielders.
Hmm.
Attacking mid would be Jamal Musiala.
Hmm.
Left wing would be Florian Wirtz, and right
Words.
wing would be Leroy Sané.
Sane. Huh. Oh, you have not added Sane in that the first squad that you said if they play as that 4-2-3-1.
Right. Because Nagelsmann has been experimenting playing Musiala and Wirtz on the wings in the last two friendlies. So that's why I gave you two options. But if Leroy Sané is starting, then they'll play a wide attack.
Can you really drop Sane though? Can you like? I know it's friendlies, right? You're trying to give those two youngsters as much as game time possible to develop with the team to get the cohesion. But in all honesty, do you reckon Sane could be dropped for both of them to start?
I
In my opinion, I feel like
I see that.
hmm,
Yeah, I get your question. I think it's highly unlikely, and I'm not being biased because I'm a Bayern fan. I'm saying this because that speed is needed. Given
hmm,
these days with all the players, speed is something huge, and Sane can really pull the team forward.
hmm,
So,
hmm, hmm,
yeah, I mean, definitely I would start him. At least the first two games, I would start him and see what's happening.
hmm, hmm, hmm,
And depending on that, make the call on it. Because
makes
I
sense.
would say one thing lacking for Germany on the attack is
Hmm,
pace.
hmm,
You
okay.
you don't have extremely pacey players like the
Hmm.
Mbappe type players. You don't have those guys. So the
Mbappe is one of a
closest
kind,
one,
yeah. Huh.
yeah, so closest one to even go near that would be like Leroy Sané because
Hmm,
even
hmm,
Karim Adeyemi is not there in the team.
hmm,
So
hmm,
that's going to be a crucial. Defense is very exciting to see. I'm really excited to see how that's going to go because they've been good so far.
hmm.
Ta and Rudiger's combo is amazing, and we know Rudiger is phenomenal. He's
Right.
been doing really well off late. So yeah, he's going to be very crucial to the
Hmm,
defense as well.
hmm, hmm.
A lot of crossing can be expected for Kimmich
Okay.
because what's going to happen is you have Tony Cruz who's deciding the play over here. So
Hmm,
he's probably going to bring in Sane or Musiala into the center.
hmm.
Kimmich takes the corner, the wings, and start
Uh,
putting in those crosses.
hmm,
So
hmm,
you can
hmm.
see a lot of those kind of players happening with the
You're
team.
right. Probably in the corners, he'll probably make that late run like how he did against Arsenal. Who knows? Anything is possible, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So those
Uh,
those kind of players can be expected.
hmm. Well, that has been a great roundup, before the Euros start on the June of 14th. I'm really excited. Vignesh, before we end this segment and probably link up, not probably, I think I'm sure we'll link up after the group stages to discuss how Germany might, how they've done and like how they are going to progress. Any final words before we end this video?
I mean, yeah. First of all, thanks for having me. Always pleasure to be on your talk. It's really fun having a chat because it's. I mean, there's nothing more fun than
Vignesh,
talking about football.
use the word that you said. Use the word. It's fine. I won't get triggered. It's fine. You can use that word.
Okay, it's nice to be on your podcast, Sujit.
uh, Podcast.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing more fun than talking about football, right?
True.
So,
Hmm, hmm,
and it's always nice to sit with somebody who also has really good ball knowledge just to
hmm,
discuss tactics.
hmm,
So, yeah, that's those are my thoughts on Germany.
hmm.
I'm really excited to see how Belgium is going to do this time. For some reason, I feel everyone's written off Belgium,
Hmm.
but I don't know, man. Something inside me is just telling me they're just going to do something magical. Let's see.
Hmm. I mean, I
They
think
have
we.
been textbook bottling.
Huh.
They have been textbook bottling, no
True.
doubt
No
about
doubt
that.
about such
But I don't
talent
know.
there. Hmm.
Something tells me that this time Belgium could do really good at least for their standards.
Hmm. I think we both can agree that Turkey will be named as the dark horses, but they're not the dark horses. They're just like some horse, I guess, in the end. But I mean, I
Yeah.
don't follow Turkish football, but like the last time they hyped, Turkey dark horse 2020 Euros, bullshit. Nothing they did. They lost all their match. They got thrashed.
Correct.
Forget. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Uh,
Turkey, I'm not too sure how they're going to do because the problem with Turkey is
hmm,
some of their players are in form, some of them are not. So it's like a
hmm,
huge imbalance in their team. So
hmm.
I'm not sure how they're going to.
Right. Well, guys, that's our segment on the Euro 24 with Germany. There is an England video that will be coming out soon. If you've not watched the England video, do look at that as well. I will link it in the description. But yeah, if you guys are not yet subscribed, I forgot to tell you guys, I'm sure you guys are subscribing as well. But if you're not yet subscribed, do keep subscribing, do keep commenting, and do keep liking all this video because we'll be coming up with new content as the Euros progress. A lot of Arsenal news as well regarding the transfer, regarding player analysis as well. I have a bunch of videos lined up for that as well coming out soon. So yeah, wherever you're in the world, until we see you soon. Till then, good morning, good evening, good night. Peace.